This is Chuck E. Cheese, but not the Chuck E. Cheese you remember. This animatronic is a haunting remnant of a once beloved icon, left abandoned and deteriorating. He's a shadow of what he used to be, and this is his tragic story. If you were a kid in the 80s or 90s, you might remember the feeling of walking into a Chuck E. Cheese. The smell of pizza, the sounds of arcade games, and most importantly, the main attraction, the animatronic band known as Munch's Make-Believe Band. Created by Nolan Bushnell, the same mind behind Atari, Chuck E. Cheese's animatronic characters were designed to be more than just entertainment. Bushnell envisioned a place where kids and adults could have fun together, creating memories in a futuristic pizza parlor. The animatronics were cutting edge for their time, performing lively shows with synchronized movements and pre-recorded songs. Kids were captivated by the singing Chuck E. Cheese, the goofy Jasper T. Jowls, and the lovable Helen Henny. But as magical as they seemed, these robots had a darker side, both literally and figuratively. Behind the scenes, they were prone to malfunctions, creepy glitches, and eerie lifelike movements when they weren't supposed to be moving at all. By the early 2000s, Chuck E. Cheese's animatronics began to show their age. The technology that once seemed ahead of its time was now outdated, and the once vibrant characters started to appear more like relics. The shows became repetitive, their movements jerky, and many locations simply stopped maintaining the animatronics. Some would break down mid-performance, their eyes flickering, or limbs twitching in a way that was more unsettling than entertaining. But the real decline began as the rise of new entertainment options. Video games, smartphones, and internet streaming shifted kids' attention away from these mechanical mascots. Chuck E. Cheese tried to modernize with digital screens and new characters, but the animatronics were still stuck in a bygone era. In 2017, Chuck E. Cheese announced that they would be phasing out animatronics altogether, replacing them with dance floors and modern entertainment. For many, this was the final blow to the nostalgic charm that made the chain special. So what happened to the animatronics after they were taken out of service? For the most part, they were forgotten, left to rot in storage rooms or sold off to collectors and private buyers. Videos started surfacing online of people discovering these characters in various states of decay. Chuck E., with missing fur, Helen Henny's beak cracked, and Jasper T. Jowls with his once bright eyes now dull and lifeless. In some cases, they were stripped for parts, their mechanical innards exposed, looking more like horror movie props than children's entertainers. Other animatronics found their way to secondhand stores, auction sites, or even people's basements, collecting dust and fading away. The final resting places of these characters range from personal collections to obscure warehouses, where they sit, frozen in time, stuck between the past and the present. But for some animatronics, their story doesn't end there. In recent years, Chuck E. Cheese animatronics have become a fascination for horror enthusiasts and urban explorers. Videos and photos of their current state have gone viral, sparking a new wave of interest in these creepy, forgotten robots. Some animatronics have even been repurposed for haunted houses, where their jerky, glitchy movements fit perfectly into a scary setting. The once joyous figures now stand as unsettling relics, representing the eerie side of nostalgia. And for many, these characters still spark the same mix of fascination and fear that they did when they were first introduced. The legacy of Chuck E. Cheese's animatronics is a complex one. They were once symbols of childhood joy, technological wonder, and the magic of live performance. Today, they are haunted memories, reminders of how quickly the things we love can fall into disrepair. But despite their downfall, they haven't been entirely forgotten. Collectors, fans, and nostalgic adults continue to share stories, videos, and photos, keeping the memory of these animatronics alive, even if they no longer perform. In a way, Chuck E. Cheese and his bandmates still have a place in our hearts, though now that place is tinged with a sense of eerie nostalgia. After all, it's hard to forget a childhood friend, even if that friend was a mechanical mouse with a broken smile.